2 days into pre-season, then you happy?
Delighted, I really am. You know, we've again, a manager sometimes can take a lot of credit for and a lot of stick, so it goes with the territory. But my staff here are fantastic. What they've done and what they've had to do, and the testing, and my staff's been in through the summer, and we've been in through the summer to make sure this group of players, I think 4 days before they were due back in, the players, we had 16 players doing a session with Futch and Guy, and before we ever turned up, with some of the young players have done 14, 16 sessions through the summer, so they're in fantastic nick, and I've been delighted with that. I think what that gives you then is a base to work from, and I've got the full pre-season in my head, and we've got it documented what we're going to do every single day, every single minute of every day. But it's given me an opportunity to have a look at that, to change it, to swerve it, to manipulate it, to be flexible with it, and we know there's no catch up. I think sometimes you're playing catch up and you make rash decisions and you try and fit too much into a programme. We've come back nice and early, which that started the week up to the Morecambe game was tough for me as a manager. Letting some of the young kids go and letting players go and then trying to plan for a Morecambe game that I desperately wanted to win. It was a tough all week, but I think we've got it back in dividends now. I was always planning for this season as well, and letting them go away. I know players that was in 10 days after to do testing and speak to the manager, and so whereas some of our players was on a plane pretty early and went away with their families and girlfriends and wives and really, had some downtime. So they've come back in a real good mindset, and they're excited to get back. And there's a bounce in there, there's a bubble in there. It's good. The training ground, I come down on it about 10 minutes later than the rest. After doing Kelvin this morning, I come down about 10 minutes and I sat in my car for a bit and just listened. And there was an energy, there was a verve, an excitement down there. So that's what I want. I want a training ground that's hard working. I want a training ground that's happy in work. I think if you're happy in work, you want to come into work. And I've cut the session down 10 minutes. Got a real tough day tomorrow, so I've cut the session down about 10 minutes today, and we'll get the quality in tomorrow. Because of that, we was at a good point today that I thought just leave them with a bit in the tank, and we've got through the work today, but they're in a good place. Not just physically, mentally, they're in a good place, which is key.
You'd go tomorrow, wouldn't you? You'd start first game tomorrow.
Yeah, I would. There's no hiding place. I would, because I know that we get a lot of football. A lot of people run up hills and run around trees and run around ponds and go to an army camp and certain things. I do it different. I've got a way of doing things to get players fit, to stimulate them, to put them in a different mindset, and to lead them on a training ground, because and they want football. They're going to get a lot of football. We've had the balls out, and they've had a lot of contact time, 1,000, 2,000 contacts with the ball. So we've had a lot of contacts, and it's no good wanting to play the way I want to play and then go and ask a team just to run. So we do it a certain way, and the players respond to that. They're stimulated by that, but they get some hard miles in. I've got some Guy Proctor's as tough as a mental coach as you're going to get anywhere up and down the country, and he doesn't let up on them, and I don't, because I know that getting fit is tough. I want good footballers to be very fit footballers, and by the end of this pre-season we will be that. That'll be a guarantee. But I've also mindful that I want a squad that we don't get too many injuries. We're going to get certain ones, certain small injuries, because of the relentless nature that we're competitive, but it's managing this squad to get through a difficult pre-season.
Looking forward to the season then?
Massively. I've been looking forward. Last season was tough, God. It was tough. It had a lot of strain on a lot of people, and a lot of years of
neglect. Is that the right word?
Maybe, but again, that's the past. That's the history of people. everyone works hard. Everyone who comes into this football club over the last 20, 30, 40 years has worked hard. I think our chairman's a one-off. I think he works differently than other people. I think he thinks differently for a start. But his work ethic is as good as I've ever seen. Now, all successful people work hard. But he thinks hard as well. And you know, with the strategies we're trying to implement and the key detail that we're going into, it gets you excited. You want to come in and find out what's the next part, what's the next thing, where we're going with it. You know, and that's energy. I want to get into work early. You know, we almost have an early off. You know, myself and Brassy, we want to get in the earliest and just get to work and get grafting. And we driven, the staff drives each other. It's motivated, and it's quite excitable. So that projects to the players, and the players want to come in. And then I just see it through the corridor, you know.
And the staff.
The staff, they're brilliant. They love working here, you know. And whether someone's cleaning something, they do it to the best of their ability. Whether, you know, they're dealing with people, whether it's commercial. We trying to push boundaries at this football club, but pushing boundaries and enjoying it, that's not an easy thing to do, but we're trying to do that at this football club, and people genuinely love coming into work, which is something that you don't get in all industries.
Brilliant.